Hey YouTube, this is Music Park Fan 62. It is Monday, uh, February the 24th at about 5:08. In today's video, I'm here to preview the WWE Elimination Chamber 2025. Now, on this card, there is a total of 4 matches, as well as going to be an interesting segment, which I will talk about. So, first we have the men's elimination chamber match. So you have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk versus Logan Paul versus Damian Priest and John Cena. So this one is going to be interesting because you are going to have certain feuds that have been going on into the same thing. So, you had the whole Seth versus Punk thing. You also have Drew in there as well, working with where Punk worked with Roman Reigns during Survivor Series of last year, and all this other stuff that could come into play. And then you have the new person, Damian Priest, who just came over to SmackDown and has just been in these weird matches. So it is going to be an interesting match because you're going to have all these things coming together. And it's going to be interesting to see how it comes off, especially with like Logan Paul in the mix, and so forth. So I think John Cena will win just because they're promoting it as his last chamber match, and go on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Now, sticking with the chamber, you have the women's elimination chamber match. This is one that is going to get more interesting than the men. So you have Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez versus Bayley versus Bianca Belair versus Naomi. Okay. Now, the reason why this one in particular is going to be more interesting is because you are going to have certain feuds coming together. So you have Roxanne Perez versus Bayley. You're having Bianca Belair and Liv. You have Naomi and Liv. So, and then you have Roxanne Perez, where this is her first main roster pay-per-view outside of the Royal Rumble. And so she has never been in something like the Elimination Chamber compared to these other women. Now you have Alexa Bliss. So this is going to be her third match since coming back to WWE. So you have the elimination or the Rumble, and then you had her qualifying match about a week or two later. So you have that. And there are going to be certain things in this that are going to come into play that is going to lead us toward WrestleMania. So some things could be Nikki Cross appears and costs Alexa, leading to their match at WrestleMania. You're going to have Roxanne Perez and Bayley going at it. You're going to have Liv Morgan going against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and all this other stuff. With that being said, I think the winner is going to either be Alexa or Bianca Belair. The next match is Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Now, outside of the Rumble as well, this makes Candice LeRae's first pay-per-view match in a while. So that is going to be rather interesting. And outside of the Rumble, this makes Trish Stratus's first pay-per-view match in a while. So I think the winner is going to be Trish and Tiffany. This next one is going to be rather violent. This is Sami Zayn and versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. So if you don't know what an unsanctioned match is, this is basically a match where there are no rules. So if Kevin wants to bash Sammy's brains in and make it mashed potatoes, he can absolutely do that without the ref stoppage or Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce. So this one is going to be rather violent. And this all goes back to Sami Zayn helping with the bloodline and stuff like that, as Kevin Owens has had it out against the bloodline for a long time. So that is going to be rather interesting. But I think Sami Zayn will win. And the final thing in this is, if you watch SmackDown from this past week, they had a very interesting segment between Cody Rhodes and The Rock. And this was talking about The Rock wanting Cody Rhodes' soul. And more or less, I think this is talking about Cody Rhodes going heel and going corporate, so to speak. And that segment in particular, depending on where it is on the show, is going to be rather interesting and very awkward, at least. I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen, but it is going to be rather odd. I just don't really know.